Hello everyone, welcome to our class. And before we start, I'd like to introduce to you myself. I am Mr. Neil Michael G. Olivar. I have been teaching as part-time instructor in BNSC since 2016. But currently, I'm connected at DepEd handling grade 5 classes. Okay, this course, Mother Tongue-based multilingual education, is not new to me since I have been handling this one in the previous semesters. But then what's quite strange nowadays is that I have to deliver the course virtually with you as my virtual students. So medyo awkward siya because I'm not seeing you while discussing the topics. However, I have to understand that this is really the most practical and the most appropriate delivery modality that we can use amid COVID-19 pandemic. So, tiis-tiis lang ta ginagmay nga hingani atong situation nga atong setup. But then I am still looking forward for your cooperation so that we can successfully finish and successfully learn everything about this course. Okay? I know mother tongue is not new to you because this program, this mother tongue has been implemented by DepEd few years ago and it's still existing nowadays. So, di siya bago para ninyo. Maybe your sons or daughters or even your siblings who are enrolled now in public elementary schools are taking up this subject mother tongue in their classes. So, di siya bago para ninyo. Pero, as future teachers, kamo kay future teachers na mo who are soon to handle, who are soon to teach mother tongue, it's very important for you to understand better the concept of mother tongue-based multilingual education. So, as your instructor, I will be delivering this topic, and I hope that you will learn and you will listen from this topic. Okay? So at the end of this video lesson, you are expected to explain the important insights and reasons of multilingual education in making education more responsive to cultural diversity. So we will know here the different purposes that prompted DepEd to really implement mother tongue-based multilingual education in the curriculum. Another is to appreciate the value of using his or her own mother tongue in dealing with any classroom situations. This module will explain why MLE or multilingual education is the way to go to if Filipinos truly want a long-term solution to the ills plaguing the Philippine education system, such as high functional illiteracy, low learning outcomes, and high dropout rates. So according to researches, the implementation of the multilingual education is the key solution in order to eradicate the problems encountered by Filipinos, by Philippine educators, which include high functional illiteracy, meaning there are lots of Filipinos, according to research, uh, who cannot read, who cannot write, who cannot understand, who cannot comprehend text. Also, low learning outcomes and high dropout rates. So this is also helpful in advocating and gaining support for mother tongue instruction as a means of improving educational quality as well as saving the world's many endangered languages. So accordingly, the use also or the implementation also of MLE is a solution or the response of the government in order to preserve the many endangered languages or dialects in the country and in the world in general. So let us unlock the term language. What is language? Language is the foundation of every culture. This definition alone tells us that language is very important and significant. Why? Because without language, there can be no culture. So this is how important language is to us. Another, it is an abstract system of word meaning and symbols for all aspects of culture. Another, it refers to speech, written characters, numerals, symbols, gestures, and expressions of nonverbal communication. So, meaning to say, even nonverbal communications such as waving your hands or winking or smiling. This is still part of language. According to Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, language does more than simply describe reality. It also serves to shape the reality of a culture. So every culture has a unique language, because if not, then that culture cannot be considered a culture. Okay, the implementation of the MTB-MLE in the curriculum is anchored or based on the UNESCO's principles on the language and education. So first principle, UNESCO supports mother tongue instruction as a means of improving educational quality by building upon the knowledge and experience of the learners and teachers. So in this principle, UNESCO believes that when mother tongue is used as medium of instruction, it can help improve the knowledge and experience of both teachers and learners in the classroom. Why? Well, imagine if MTB or mother tongue is used as a means of communication in the classroom, students can freely express their thoughts and opinions about a particular issue or topic without hesitation, without that so-called language barrier. Why? Because this mother tongue is their native language. They can express themselves better using this particular dialect or language. Also, with the teacher can no longer will no longer find it difficult to deliver or dish out the topic because he or she is using mother tongue, which is the native language of his or her students. Second principle, UNESCO supports bilingual or multilingual education at all levels of education as a means of promoting both social and gender equality as a key element of linguistically diverse societies. In the second principle, UNESCO adheres the fact that the implementation of MLE in the curriculum really promotes social and gender equality across races, across cultures. Why? Because if MTBMLE or MLE is being emphasized in the curriculum, all language, all dialects within a particular place or country are acknowledged, meaning there is no single or one language that dominates in the country. Everyone, every culture, every race is acknowledged and given emphasis and being valued by the curriculum or by the government itself. Number three, UNESCO supports language as an essential component of intercultural education in order to encourage understanding between different population groups and ensure respect for fundamental rights. So, the use of MTB-MLE or the implementation of MLE itself, according to UNESCO, is one way of respecting the fundamental rights of the different cultures, the different ethnic groups. Why? Because their language are included and are used as medium of instruction in the classroom. So there is this so-called sense of inclusion, meaning everyone is included in the curriculum. Everyone is now part of the curriculum. Now let us unlock the term mother tongue. What is mother tongue? Mother tongue basically refers to one's native language, the language learned by children and passed from one generation to the next. So in other words, mother tongue is the first language learned by child at home. So this language is acquired by the child from his or her parents. That is mother tongue. Now, what is mother tongue based multilingual education? Multilingual education typically refers to first language first education, that is, schooling which begins in the mother tongue and transitions to additional languages. So, multilingual education is a type of education of which children have to master and nurture first their first language or their native language or mother tongue prior to learning or acquiring additional languages. So, in other words, if a Filipino child already masters his or her native language, then he is now ready to acquire another language. MLE is the use of more than two languages for literacy and instruction. It starts from where the learners are and from what they already know. This means learning to read and write in their first language or L1, and also teaching subjects like mathematics, science, health, and social studies in the L1. By the way, L1 or language 1 refers to the mother tongue, the first language. So based on the definition itself, we can say that MTBMLE is knowing the known or from known to unknown. Meaning the known here is the first language. Master first your first language. Nurture first your first language. Once you're nurtured, once you know what's known, then you are now ready to learn what's unknown. The unknown refers to the dialects or language other than your native language. That is meant by mother tongue based multilingual education. Meaning, let me rephrase. Let me reiterate. Um, MTBMLE suggests that students have to master first the mother tongue prior to acquiring or learning other languages. L1, then L2, then L3. In the case of Bohol, our L1 is Boholano, Binanganong Bisaya. That's our L1. So after mastering L1 or the mother tongue, we proceed to Filipino. Filipino is our national language, but here in Bohol, we considered it as our second language or the L2. So after L2, na-master ng L2, then L3, which is the English language. But in NCR case, or the National Capital Region, their L1 is Filipino and their L2 is English. So, start sila Filipino, then jump tapos sa diretso sa English. Duha ra ilang language na i-master. So, we in Bohol, we in Visayas, we have three languages or three dialects that we have to master. We have to let our students learn first. Okay? So, here are the additional features and attributes of MTB-MLE that will help us realize why MLE programs are a must. First, strong foundation. Research shows that children whose early education is in the language of their home tend to do better in the later years of their education. This is very understandable. Second, strong bridge. An essential difference between MLE programs and rural mother tongue education programs is the inclusion of a guided transition from learning through the mother tongue to learning another tongue. So it's very important to have strong bridge in order to help students bridge between two languages. So in this situation, the help and the assistance of the teacher is really important. The teacher here will help the students master first the mother tongue so that he or she can easily acquire or learn another language. So bridging here is very important. If the foundation of the bridge is weak, meaning the students has not yet mastered the mother tongue, for sure he cannot go into or he cannot learn another language. That is the importance of strong bridging. Related to the emphasis on a child's mother tongue is the implicit validation of her cultural or ethnic identity by taking languages which were previously considered non-standard and making active use of them in the classroom. This statement simply implies that if mother tongue is used in the classroom as a medium of instruction, children would feel like they belong in the group, that they belong in the classroom. Why? Because they can relate to the topic. They can make an interaction between them and their teacher or between and among their classmates. Multilingual education in that sense underscores the importance of child's worldview in shaping his or her learning. So once children are free to express their thoughts, once children are free to express their feelings, their opinions, of course, they can develop. They will learn more about the topic. They will learn more about the subject matter itself. So the classroom can also become so accommodating and welcoming to them. So that ends the discussion of the first topic. Then for your first activity, in a short size of bond paper, answer the following questions comprehensively. I am expecting of an original and unique answers from each of you. Take note of the words original and unique. So they're given emphasis. So dapat original and unique ang inyong mga answers. You don't have to copy the answers of your classmates. So here are the two questions. First, in your own words, how important is the use of mother tongue in instruction among Filipino children? Second, how does multilingual education respond to cultural diversity? Then please also observe the following format below. It's a matter of reading. Thank you, and I'm gonna see you on the next lesson. Bye-bye.